I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
The ambush is ready. The ambush, the ambush, the ambush, the ambush, the ambush, the ambush.
Stop! It's a trap!
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. First off, sorry about the mess. If you see it, it's paint. Just got done doing some stuff with it and figure while I rest, do a couple reviews. So again, excuse the mess. But this is a paid request from Rich. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any other type of videos or topics or reactions or pretty much anything random, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And I'd rather talk about painting, as you know, it's not as easy as it sounds, and it's painting and then caulking. I'd rather talk about caulking or cotting, or, you know, a lady sucking a cock. They talk about this movie, Cock Warrior. Must be called Cock Warrior because it's such something called cocks. Psy Warrior is an Italian Terminator ripoff. Came out in 1989. I'm like, you know what? A couple months ago I saw a better Italian Terminator ripoff. It was called Hands of Steel. I wasn't even that big of a fan of it, but it's a hell of a lot better than this. It stars Frank Zagarino. He's been in a lot of low-budget stuff, including the Project Shadow Chaser series of films. And then also Henry Silva. Henry Silva you would recognize. He was the main villain in Steven Seagal's Above the Law. He was also the main villain in Chuck Norris's Code of Silence. He was a hunter in the 1980 film Alligator. Good actor, but for some reason he's fucking dubbed. I don't know why he's dubbed. He can't speak English. Again, in 1980 he spoke English as a hunter. And by this point, this is a year or so after Above the Law, and years after Code of Silence. But for some reason they had to dub his voice. I don't know why. So that hurts Henry Silva's performance, because I know that's not his voice, and it just makes it awkward. And then Henry Silva's villain curses a lot, says goddamn and son of a bitch. That's half his dialogue. So, as for the story, we're on a ship. Bunch of people are playing cards. One thinks the other's cheating. You motherfucker bumps the one guy into this panel. Also, this ship has this secret weapon that's a test weapon, and it's a half human, half cyborg, a Psy Warrior. And when this thing opens up, this blinding white light, I don't know why it's blinding white light. Did he come from heaven? I don't know. Did he come from the heaven from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? I don't know why the fuck. But whatever. And then, okay, this is our Psy Warrior. This is the first time we see it in action. What are we going to see? Oh, perhaps how badass it is, how tough it is, what it can withstand. Perhaps it can withstand bullets, it can withstand punches and kicks, and what kind of, will it punch someone, kick someone, break someone's neck, break someone's arm? No. He kicks one guy, and it's a shitty kick, and then it cuts away, and the next thing, he's away from the ship, he's in the fucking ocean, and he's walking to shore. What happened to all the other bad guys, and how did he escape? Did he just walk away? Did he jump through something? Did he teleport? I don't fucking know. It was too fucking lazy or too cheap to show it. And Frank Zagarino, there's not much I can say about his acting. It doesn't help that, for some reason, for the sound, each time he turns his head, there's a mechanic sound effect. Kind of halfway through, they forget about that for good, but for a while, it's like... Later on, there's a point where he's reading. He's supposed to be speed reading, and it sounds like a printer. You know, one of those printers. So, you cut to the corporation, the government, whoever the fuck. I just didn't give a rat's ass because I was already not interested in what the hell was going on. Low production value, shit acting. People like Henry Silva, I know can act, but he's dubbed, so it ruins his performance. They talk about how this figure he's insensitive to heat, cold, toxins, acids, biological waste. Does any of that really come into play? Not really. I mean, there's a part much later on where it looks like his arm's on fire, or maybe his back, but then when he pops up, half his face is charred up. I don't know why. Now, since they're explaining all this other stuff, does toxins come into play? No. Acids? No. Biological waste? No. Cold? No. Does he get shot and does it do anything? I don't know, because there's a point where Henry Silva and his team's going after him. There's a foot chase. He gets on a bridge, and 1,000 bullets miss him. He's like, walk over here, walk over here, walk over here. He's like ready to fucking dance away from the bullets. Again, what could be cool is he gets shot, nothing's happened, okay. But no. So he jumps off the bridge. He wanders through the woods, and then there's this kid with his friends. And the kid's like, oh my god, I see someone in the woods. And they're like, yeah, right. So the kid, this is how genius he is, Darwin effect. He decides to get out of the bus, go to a complete stranger who shows no emotion, looks at him as if he wants to rip his heart out or do his taxes, whichever one your pick. And the kid's like, oh, hey, friend. Oh, I want to show you to all my friends because they didn't believe me. Come with me. I'm like, yeah, kid, you're not going to last long in life. Fuck. So he takes the Frank Zagarino to his older sister. The older sister comes in. You would think she'd be much more alarmed that a stranger, an adult 30s, 40-year-old stranger, is alone with her kid brother with his blank face. No. just, she starts talking and he goes, "What is a doctor? What is a joke?" For a soldier that they program, you would think doctor would be a part of, like, okay, so this government agency is training, making a warrior, but it doesn't know what a doctor is. I guess. Because how would a doctor ever come into play during warfare? I don't know. Apparently, they don't know either because they didn't program this guy to know what the fuck a doctor is. Because he's wounded, he said, "I can fix it, give me a sharp blade." Again, this is a stranger who has a blank face and was with your kid brother, and one of the first things he's asking for is a sharp blade. What's next? What is your social security number? Are you a virgin? Called a virgin? Like, what does this guy need to say before you freak the fuck out? Yeah, they did it. And he fixes his leg. And I guess the government just wanted to be spiffy because the metal was gold. It's the gold train, part of the soul train, just gold. And of course, because of the minute budget, it just looks like the end of a fucking socket wrench and something that you would put together at the retail store to hang clothes. It's all gold. I guess, this was the gangsta version of Cyber Wars of gold teeth. It's everything's gold. I don't need gold chains. My whole body's gold. I guess just, hey, we want to be different, so it's gold. Alright, let's gold. I mean, golden color. And then there's not much action for a chunk of it. It's him trying to learn to be human. While he's reading, he sounds like a printer. He's taught how to eat a hamburger, how to use a napkin. Like I give a shit. Action beats. Again, there's a foot chase that he jumped off a bridge after he avoided 100 bullets. Or 1,000. He's with the older sister in a market, and they shoot at him, and he throws a big bunch of bananas at them. Henry Silva, the dub voice that that they gave him, the dialogue he gets is, "The only thing I'm interested in is that shit piece of tin." I'm like, well, technically it's gold. I mean, it looks gold, but whatever. One thing that was funny, there's a part where the kid is showing Frank Zagarino Nintendo. Now, the game they're playing is one of the Rob the Robot games. If you don't know who Rob the Robot is, it's this little robot thing. It's like a miniature version of Wall-E or Johnny Five from Short Circuit. And it's supposed to have these claws and pick up blocks. That's one of the games. Number one, I don't know, did many people play that game 2-player without Rob the Robot? Like, of all the Nintendo games, that's the one you pick. I mean, aren't there any other better 2-player Nintendo games? Maybe I'm just being silly. I don't know. Maybe not in 1989. But the funnier thing is, I'm listening to the music of the game, and I go, is that the music from Kung Fu, the video game? I could be wrong. I haven't played that game in a while, but I swear the sound of it sounds like Kung fucking Fu. The Nintendo game where you go up like Game of Death style and to rescue your girlfriend. Why wouldn't they just haven't played Kung Fu? If that's the case. I swear. I could be wrong. So he's also showing how to dance. I mean, does this sound exciting for you? Hands of Steel, at least it was like a wannabe like arm wrestling movie, and then it was like a Terminator with a little like Road Warrior movie, like apocalyptic. This, when he's being shown the dance at this little club, Henry Silva and his men finally get there, use a bazooka, some machine gun fire. Our hero throws a table. And now to think about it, I don't know if there's one time I see our hero fire a gun. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't remember our hero ever firing a fucking gun. Could be wrong. Just this movie's already leaving my brain cells. So, as his back and maybe his arm gets on fire, but then when he gets up, half his face is charred up. Be nice to have maybe an effect where there's some type of, oh my god, a fire stunt, a fire gag. I mean, like Arnold in the Terminator. Remember, he got on top of the car, his back was on fire, and he punched through the windshield. The Terminator was done low budget as well. But this was done, I guess, for pennies. And a lot of times when they rip off Terminator, they love the scene when someone's fixing their arm. Because they had that in Hands of Steel, and they have that in this. Because after they get out, he's fixing his arm. Only everything looks gold. And then his face, he peels it off as a gold. Man with the half golden face. Then he takes his gun and just pours it on him. And everything's fine. Like, he smooths it out, and then it fits perfectly with the rest of his fucking face, because that's how that works. I guess he's that worried about his looks. The kid's been taken. He tries to get to the kid. The kid warns him, it's a trap. And then like this goofy thing where there's an explosion, and then you see the kid go, oh, like fall, falls down. And it's like he was. No, I'm not saying the kid needs to be near the explosion, but just the way it's done, just goofy and silly. And I'm watching this, I'm going, this is fucking stupid, man. And it's not even any cool deaths like that he gives to the bad guys. Even Hands of Steel, when he got to the third act, at least he was like punching through a guy's mask, a little guy's head caved in, or thumbing someone's eyeball, or like this, it's just him punching people. When he's doing his, I'm going to take them out one by one in the woods. It's just him like punching people, or doing this, or doing this. Henry Silva, the way he dies, even that's lame. He grabs Henry Silva's gun, puts it to under the Henry Silva's chin, cut away, gunshot. Even if you want your visual thrills, you don't get nudity, you don't get really violence. There's not much action. The few bits of action there is, it's completely lackadaisical and boring and forgettable. And spoiler alert, how does it end? Well, the kid that was hurt in the explosion, he's in the hospital. Our lead goes to see him. But then, out of the blue, the hospital's generator is dying. There's no power. We need the power or the kid will die. He just overhears that while he's outside. Just thankfully, two random people were talking about it. So he hears it. So he decides to go to the generator. He grabs Zzz, gives power. I guess, like, how long does the doctor need power? I guess he's just going to stay there for as long as possible, but he's dead. But I guess even though he's dead, he's going to stay there and he's going to supply power. Because he gets zapped and that lasts for like 30 seconds, then he's dead. So is power still going through him to get to the hospital so that they save the kid? Or did somehow, boom, they got the surgery done, yay! Wow, that took how long? I don't know, it don't fucking matter, man. I have nothing I can recommend this movie. Even if you like Italian ripoff films, you're not getting much of anything unless you want to see a couple cheap effects of gold, half face, couple close-up shots of just gold sockets, gold wrenches. Uneventful, boring, and just is more worried like, well, this have him be taught to be human. You know what? That has worked well, but not from you. With, again, lackadaisical acting, poor writing, piss poor effects when the few you do see, and not giving people what they want in action scenes. This is a fail all around. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.